Hi, I'm Nikhil, and this is Zero Latitude. So, NISAR is finally in orbit, launched on Wednesday, 30th of July from Satish Dhawan Space Center. NISAR, which is an abbreviation for NASA-ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar, finally launched after a few delays, which is not bad considering the complexity and two-country compliances. So, it's carrying two bands, S-band and L-band. S-band is developed by ISRO and L-band is developed by NASA. So the data we are going to get from the sensor is going to have a ground sampling distance of about 6 meters, which doesn't sound great if you compare it with commercially available data from Andhra, Bella, or ISI. But that's not what it was designed for. It wasn't designed for very high resolution imagery, but the purpose of this satellite is Earth observation, mostly focusing on observing glaciers, forests, vegetation, agriculture, and ground displacement from earthquake, volcanoes, etc. So it's in synchronous orbit, and it's going to have a repetition cycle of about 12 days. So it's going to have a good time, we'll get a good time series data. And the good part, or the great part is, the data is going to be open source, and which will start to get in by the end of this year. So which is great. Now moving on to another ambitious project, but now in private sector. LAT Aerospace is making its own gas turbine engines. And LAT Aerospace, which is co-founded by Deepinder Goyal from Eternal or Zomato, and Zomato's ex-COO Surbhi Das. So last week, Deepinder basically posted on LinkedIn about that they are going to develop their own turbine engine, and a screenshot was circulating on the X, and later in the day he posted on X as well. So on X he posted, India has tried building gas turbine engine before and we have come close. At LAT, we want to get past the finish line. So we are putting together a propulsion research team in Bangalore, focused solely on building gas turbine engines from scratch. Lightweight, efficient, flight ready, made in India. So what's different this time? We are giving engineers the freedom to think, build, break, and repeat. Our dedicated research center with labs from combustion, turbo machinery, thermal systems, and materials will give engineers the space and freedom to iterate fast and get to real outcomes at a speed which is unprecedented in the industry. And he continues, also this team will be led by engineers, no waiting around for approvals from business people, no chasing slides or meetings, just hands-on problem solving. Running bench tests, working with suppliers, building hardware from scratch, and pushing the limits of design and physics every day. It won't be easy, but if it works, it changes everything. A full engine stack built locally, powering STOL, basically short takeoff and landing aircraft, UAVs, remote connectivity, self-reliance. If you have ever built turbines, rotors, control systems, or anything close and want to be part of something that could one day rewrite history, write to us at engines@lat.com. So if you're interested, email him. And at the end, he put a note that LAT is not a part of Eternal, which is basically Zomato, Blinkit, and other companies. So first I thought Deepinder just incorporated LAT Aerospace for this project, and then I found out that LAT Aerospace was incorporated earlier this year with Surbhi Das. So they want to build their own short takeoff and landing aircraft. And what better way than to start by making engines? India has no indigenous turbine engines. Some are stuck in research and some others are in JV, so which is a whole another mess. So R&D is going to be expensive, but Dipinder and Surabhi seem serious and have great track record. So I think they can pull this off. So now moving on to some quick signals. So Indian states are flexing their quantum capabilities. On July 24th, N. Chandrababu Naidu, who's the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, posted on X that Andhra Pradesh is set to deploy India's first indigenously built 8-qubit quantum computer this November in Amravati with support from QPA AI. This initiative, backed by the National Quantum Mission, aims to transform agriculture, water management, and healthcare. I would like to congratulate QPA founder Mr. Nagendra Nagarajan and express my gratitude to National Quantum Mission for their support for this project. So last week or last week, we talked about the funding round of QPA, which was co-led by Government of India through National Quantum Mission. So after and Chandrababu Naidu posted this, there was a counter from Karnataka's Science and Technology Minister, and he said, for the record, India's first quantum computer built indigenously by QPA AI right here in Bangalore began commercial operations in April 2025. This 25-qubit quantum computer named Indus is already delivering real-world services in sectors such as healthcare, defense, advanced research, finance, and others. And this is true. On their website, also QPA mentioned this, that they have operable 25-qubit computer. So he's right there. This is how you know the quantum is hot. And at this point, if QPA could announce a 64-qubit toaster, I'm sure both states would claim that as well. Now moving on to a very hot IPO that happened last week, and Figma went public. Its valuation soared to more than 3 times of what Adobe was offering. It looks like people still value collaborative browser-based tools design in this case. Who knew? All right, that's for today. I'll see you next week.